Good morning. I want to share this dream that I had this is a dream that I had January of 2021. I'm going to read this to you first, which this is a terrible drawing that I did of the dream. I can't draw, but this is supposed to be Trump, okay? But I'm going to read to you first the dream, and then I'm going to share some other things that were brought to my attention this morning, and just wondering if they connect. Okay, so I'm going to show you the picture first. So this is supposed to be Trump, and he is surrounded by these golden stars. And then I'll explain what everything else means. So I'm going to have to put my phone down while I read to you the dream because I sent it to my mom and I don't want to show her name or picture or anything. So again, this was from 2021. I told her, I said, I had a dream. We were in your backyard. All of us family, we were out on chairs looking up at space. Clear sky, every star in sight. I saw an area of gold, sparkly stars, and Trump was in them. We all pointed up and said, ooh, ah, look at that. Trump's in those golden stars. Then he left and exited them and headed off towards another direction of stars. And then I saw another group of stars, and a voice said, these stars represent China. Trump was going towards that direction, but before he ever got there, he just disappeared. He just vanished and left and never came back. I didn't see where he went. I was just like, he's gone. Then I saw the moon, and it was either God or an angel standing behind it, and he pointed at the moon and said, 2 circuits of the moon. And then I woke up. Okay, so I was looking up at the stars and I saw these sparkly gold stars and Trump was in them. And then he exited these stars and started to go off somewhere. And then I saw the Lord or heard his voice or something. It was either the Lord or an angel. And he pointed to another group of stars and he said, these represent China. And then I saw Trump leaving to go he was heading towards the direction of China, basically. But before he ever got there, he just disappeared. He never made it to the China stars. He just disappeared, never came back. It was very confusing. He just faded off into the sunset and never heard from him again, okay? And then I saw what was either, again, the Lord or an angel standing behind the moon, and he said 2 circuits of the moon. And this is supposed to be showing 2 circuits. And at the time that I had this dream, I wasn't even aware that in the book of Enoch, it even uses the verbiage that the moon is on circuits. I didn't know that then, so because I remember having this dream and telling it to my mom, and I'm like, what the heck is 2 circuit? What does that mean? I don't know. I didn't know everything then that I do now, but okay, so that was the dream that I had in 2021. Now I'm going to read to you. One of you guys pointed me this morning to Bro Scott's community post, okay? Okay. I'm going to read it to you. It said, I found something interesting. President Trump is currently on an Asia tour, and he will travel to Malaysia, Japan, and South Korea. In South Korea, he will meet with President of China, Xi Jinping, on October 30th at 3 a.m. Jerusalem time. Picture 1. Sister Halengaway said the Lord told her 3rd watch. In picture 2, I didn't screenshot that. The 3rd watch is between midnight and 3 a.m. So Trump is meeting the president of China at the end of the 3rd watch, Jerusalem time, the same time frame that Halengaway was told. If you can believe what she said is from the Lord, that's, you have your right to your own discernment. I tend to believe her. Okay, so if he is supposed to be meeting with the president of China on October 30th, the dream that I had has anything to do with this, if then he disappeared before he ever even made it to China. And then the Lord or an angel said 2 circuits of the moon, which I take to mean two nights, 2 days, you know, evening to evening, something like that. It's just 2 time frames, 2 days. Okay, so then let me put you down so that I don't accidentally click onto my mom's picture. Okay, so then this is a comment that was either below Bro Scott's post, somewhere in there. I don't really remember. But this is a comment from Alan Morris 4121, and it says Jubilee year rapture 2025 ? Trumpets moved to the 10th day. And they're referencing Leviticus 25. Okay, so about a month ago, starting a month ago, up until about 3 days ago, I keep hearing in my spirit, not my thoughts, not me thinking, nothing. The way that the Holy Spirit drops words of knowledge into my spirit, sometimes it's very clear, it's very prominent, very stark, and very just like, well, what I heard was, the first thing I heard was Leviticus, like that, very forefront of my mind, very like loud in my thoughts, just drops out of nowhere like a ton of bricks. Okay, so I heard Leviticus starting about a month ago up until about like 3 days ago. And I'm like, Lord, that's very vague. I mean, you know, Leviticus what? Like, that could be anything, right? And then I heard in my spirit about maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe a little bit less, I heard Jubilee. And again, I was like, Lord, that's just too vague. I didn't even do anything with it, honestly, because I'm like, where do you even start with that? It's very vague. So I kind of know that sometimes when he gives me words of knowledge like that, where he just says to me something very vague, like Leviticus, and then some time passes, and then Jubilee, they're related, because it's just like he's giving me a little here and a little there. And so, you know, I could have sat and read the entire book of Leviticus and not got anything from it. But so I hope that's making sense. So I heard Leviticus about a month ago, and then I started to hear Jubilee. And I believe I heard that one once or twice. And again, I'm like, Lord, that's too vague. I'm not going to do anything with it until you give me the next breadcrumbs, because that could be talking about anything. And then I am brought to this post this morning. It says, they're saying, if the rapture takes place this year in 2025, if it takes place on the correct date of Feast of Trumpets in October, and if 2025 is a Jubilee year, and I've seen a lot of people on here, like Repo Man 64 and a couple of other channels, they believe and show their case, stating that they do believe that this is a Jubilee year, then the rapture will not occur on the first day, October 23rd, but it states that then the Feast of Trumpets is moved to the 10th day, which would fall on our calendar of November 1st. It says Leviticus 25 clearly informs us that in Jubilee years, the trumpets, Feast of Trumpets, are to be blown on the 10th day, Feast of Atonement, Day of Atonement, and not on the usual first day. So if there's any truth to this, that Feast of Trumpets would be bumped up from the 23rd to November 1st, I was like, okay, that dream again. Let me find it. Well, the 2 circuits of the moon. So if Trump is supposed to be meeting with the president of China on the 30th, and Feast of Trumpets is bumped up to November 1st because of it being a Jubilee year in Leviticus. Remember, Leviticus and Jubilee, those are the exact words I'm telling you. I heard in the spirit, without doubt, very prominent. I knew it was the Holy Spirit. I just didn't know what to do with it. I'm wondering if this is the fulfillment and understanding of that. And it's funny that I even come to this, because this morning I was like, I'm not in the mood, Lord. I don't want to do this video. I don't want to, I just need a break. But, you know, even if you're not in the mood to share things like this, if God's leading you, then I'm going to choose to be obedient and do that. So from October 30th when he's supposed to meet with the president of China, to November 1st, is 2 circuits of the moon. And also, that would be like, if Feast of Trumpets, I don't know if that would be like November 1st into November 2nd, or Halloween, the 31st into November 1st. Every year when Halloween in November 1st comes around, I always, if you would ask me like years ago, when do you think is the least likely time that the rapture would happen? I will always say Halloween, because, of the obvious. And so Halloween into November 1st is a 3:11, like Revelation 3:11, behold, I'm coming quickly. And then if you go back to the very first video on this channel, it is a video called Alert 311. I was taking a nap on the couch that day, and I shot up off the couch, and in the spirit I heard alert 311 or 311 or 311, something like that. And so that was the first video that I have on this channel. I used to have another channel, but I had to delete that for various reasons. But that's the first video that I have on this channel, is the 311. So I've always kind of looked at that like, okay, if the rapture happens on Halloween, the most, what we would think of as the least likely day, then that's a 311. And then Repo Man 64 also shows how he believes that the flood took place on Halloween. So that would make a lot of sense with me as to why Satan would completely pervert the month of October into being a whole month of Halloween and celebrating death and darkness and devils and demons and Satan and stuff like that. So, and then I think there might have been one other, no, that was it. So yeah, I just wanted to reshare this dream that I had about Trump being in the golden stars. He exited the stars, and then a voice, the Lord, an angel, said, these stars represent China. Trump starts to take off towards China, but before he gets there, I even remember it in my mind's eye right now. Like, he just off into the stars, and I'm like, whoa, he just disappeared. He just, he never came back. And it reminds me also of the dream that I had, and Gary from Bear049, we both had a dream of seeing Trump memorabilia. In my dream, it was like I saw people with like Trump shirts and pencils and flags and just like different memorabilia like laying out on a table. When I looked at it, it was like erased and like blurry, and it just disappeared. And I remember a man sitting across the table from me, and he had a Trump shirt on, and I'm like looking at it, like trying to zero in on it. And I'm like, I can't see it. Nothing's there. Like, where did it go? And then in Gary's dream, he said it was almost as if something bad had happened to Trump, as if he was killed. I know a lot of people, and he said that people were like selling their Trump memorabilia and stuff like that. And then a lot of people, ever since Trump's first term, have had dreams that Trump would be, I'll say, Charlie Kirked. So I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. I haven't had that dream. The only dream that I've had like that is this one, where he's heading to the stars of China, but he just kind of, disappears off into the sunset and never comes back again. And then the dream about the Trump memorabilia, that the shirts and flags and pencils and all of that kind of stuff, it was just, I couldn't see it. It was gone. It just disappeared. It was blurred out. So I don't know if there's anything to this or not. It could be just a dream. I don't know. I'm just sharing what I got and asking you to pray on it. Take it to the Lord yourself. And then again, after that, I saw the Lord or an angel standing behind the moon, and he said 2 circuits of the moon after this. So again, if Trump is heading to China on October 30th, he disappeared before he even got there. I'm not going to say anything about that. Just let it speak for itself, or you can put your thoughts down in the comments. And 2 circuits of the moon would fall on November 1st, which was when, and this isn't the only comment that I've seen about this today, that supposedly that we're in a Jubilee year, which would bump the Feast of Trumpets up to being on the 10th day, which falls on November 1st. I don't know. I obviously don't have the energy, I don't have the mental gumption to get into that this morning. It's kind of been a long morning already anyway, but I just wanted to share this for what it's worth. I know we're still here. Today is October 25th. We're still here. A lot of us were expecting things to happen yesterday, day before, but it's okay. Like, don't get dismayed. Don't be depressed. These are the moments where I feel like just when people are like, oh, that's when Jesus is going to come. You know what I mean? So just hold on a little longer and just press into God, because there's mysteries here that he's revealing. Ask him to reveal it to you. Just tell him, Lord, I thought you were coming at this time. I really was confident in that, but I see that we've made a misunderstanding, which yesterday morning or the morning before, can't remember. My days tend to run together anymore. I woke up and I was hearing a song playing in my spirit as soon as I woke up, and it was saying, there must be some misunderstanding. There must be some mistake. And I looked it up, and it's by a band called Genesis, obviously like hinting at the Bible. So I was like, okay. And right when I heard that, I thought, oh no, like nothing's gonna happen today. That's okay. But as I said, just keep praying, because the Lord is, as we're waiting, he's going to be revealing things to us. I truly believe he's going to keep just dumping understandings and mysteries and revelations on us. So just use this time to ask him to reveal it to you, whatever it is, and just don't feel down, and don't blame anybody and throw stones. We're all just trying our best, and we all prophesy in part. Okay, so it's okay. We're still here. We might not have that much longer to go. Could be today. It could be Halloween. It could be next year. I don't know. Just pray. Ask Jesus to show you whatever. And just stay excited. Encourage each other. Encourage each other down in the comments. But let me know what you think about all this. And even though I'm not in the mood, I will be back if the Lord gives me anything else to share, because this isn't about me or how I feel or what I want to do. I wasn't even in the mood to make this video at all. But if he's going to show me something and bring something to my remembrance in my spirit, then I have to be obedient and share it anyway. So, all right, bye.